Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 140, Briny Breath. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight, back from college, is Izzy. Izzy, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Izzy Corley, still in college, technically, right here, who will be playing Maresi McGraw, half-orc barbarian, who does not know how to read.
Does not. Will not read the warning labels, because she doesn't even know what that means. And also with us tonight is Lee. Lee, tell us who you will be playing.
That won't stop. That sign won't stop me. I can't read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
G'day, everybody. My name is Lee, and I'll be playing Distant Bells. One of these days, I'll remember his name.
Well said. And also with us tonight is Dare. Dare, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dare, and I am playing Tix Birchmanson, once a gnome cleric, now the big shiny paladin of Garo Glitter Gold.
Exactly so. And also with us is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing a Thora Greyfield, a fighter tiefling.
Beautiful. And last but certainly not least, James. James, tell us who you will be playing.
Certainly not least. Hello, everybody. I'm James, and I am playing Pentant Chalice, Spell Scale Sorcerer, and all-around pretty man.
Beautiful. And when we last left the folks, a whole bunch of stuff happened, but it led to them being in the necropolis of Kalimvor, which became increasingly crazier and crazier until finally being dispelled by the silver arm of Taka, the monk. You revealed a seemingly innocent caretaker who turned out to be a Death Knight in disguise for Lord Bane, who tried to kill you all, but you were all more than a match through some very inventive use of one haste potion and also of slow spell and some great sword work and unbuckling of armor by Distant Bells. Just well done all around. You defeated this creature. But before I do anything else, because I'm going to distract myself, dun da 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 da! Your characters have all leveled up to level 9. Nine. You technically leveled up last time, but I was hoping that Izzy would be able to be on this so you could all talk about it. And so let's go ahead and start with you, Izzy. What has happened with Maresi as she has leveled up?
Maresi increased her barbarian level and now can rage 3 times a day.
Dang. Considering you get 3 attacks, that's a big deal. Any other things?
She's at 104 health now.
She's clocked over in the triple digits. And also, Penton. What has happened with Penton at level 9?
Oh, not a whole lot. Got a couple more spells, including that slow spell that came in handy last game. Went up yet another AC point, so now he's at 21. And that's about it right now. Mm-hmm. Kind of a low key level up.
It's different for everyone, but definitely that AC is going to come in handy.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And also, Tix. What's happened to Tix at level 9? I should say level 9. What did you do with that level?
He added 1 level of paladin, so he is a 7th level cleric and a 2nd level paladin, and so he gained the ability to lay on hands, which he used last, which is a small healing spell, and also Divine Grace, which is a charisma bonus to his saves. And so he also gained 14 hit points and is now at 94 hit points. And added a couple of points in feats, and that's about it.
Very nice. These are not insignificant things. And also, we have a Thora. What has happened to a Thora at level 9 fighter?
I've reached 94 hit points, and I got a feat of greater weapons focus, which gives me a +1 to, words. What are words?
To attacks.
Attacks.
That is a big deal when you're a fighter. Both of those things. You become more mighty than ever. What is her total hit points?
94.
94, yeah. So just right behind the big beefy barbarian. And last but not least, Distant Bells, the sneaky rogue.
Yes, Bells has actually really come into his own. He has become very, very skilled with his daggers, to the point where he knows exactly how to use them to best effect. His critical threat range has expanded. So he does a lot more damage with his daggers more often. He's also been spending a lot of time learning Draconic, to which he can now understand, write, and speak, if he can hear it, Draconic. And yeah, his sneak attack has improved. He has more damages from sneak attack, with a +5 d6 to successful sneak attack damage. Yes, I think that's about it, aside from the usual increases in reflex and HP, which is not a lot. He's now at 62.
Beautiful. And very astute listeners might notice that I accelerated this slightly from 8 to 9, then from, say, 7 to 8. But that was your dungeon master reflecting and going, I probably should have bumped y'all up quicker. So I was just kind of speeding this along a little bit because I think it reflects more, especially some of the challenges that y'all have faced recently. I did want to mention a few things. Y'all haven't done anything after the combat before. I ended it because I knew that we'd be able to bring in Izzy pretty soon. So nothing has happened after that combat. I also did want to mention those of you who were from the Isle who came over here through the portal. Y'all had gotten a trident that had been unidentified. I just didn't want to forget that y'all had that.
So Tix is going to help Athora search the Death Knight and
just a point
check
of order.
the general waiver. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Death Knight raised 11 skeletons. Did they all die when he did?
They absolutely did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because that would have been very awkward.
It was about to be a problem, and I appreciate your honesty in asking that, but no, as soon as he died, they collapsed back into...
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I was just like...
Very good point.
Whew. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Dare. I just wanted to make sure.
No, that's fine. That's a good point. So yeah, Tix is going to search the Death Knight, and then after whatever they find is computed, and then he'll ask Penton to examine the trident.
Oh, I think I could do that. He sits down on the ground and sits down on the ground and puts it in front of him and casts identify. Let me make sure I have it memorized right now. Yes, I do have an identify. Yes.
You begin casting that, and I think we said it takes a while, correct?
Oh gosh, it is an hour. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Not that y'all have to be somewhere this second.
Are we taking an hour? Is this what's happening?
If y'all are okay with that.
Yep.
Okay.
So
right. While
talk amongst yourselves, I'm going to be doing this.
While he begins casting, I believe you said Athora and Tix, y'all were going to roll to search.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
And that is using Spot, and that is a 24.
And Athora, would you like to roll?
Yeah. 21, and I use search. Do I need to use spot instead?
Search is fine for this.
It was a 21.
21, excellent. So between a 21 and a 24, y'all do a very thorough search. You actually find 40 gold on his person. I actually mentioned he had a little satchel, and that part apparently was real. And 5 platinum. on him. So feel free to add that to your list of gold and platinum. And in that excellent search, you do find out something unusual. The armor that he's using is not magical. The sickle, you'd think that would be magical, but no, it was not. But something very unusual happens. Tix, as you pick up and are searching through his things, your hand clasps the cloak, and as it does, your hand becomes pale and corpse-like. And then you let go of it, and your hand returns to normal. And you realize that there is something magical about this cloak.
Okay, so Tix unclasps it and holds it up in front of him and asks Athora what she sees as she looks through it at Tix.
Athora, nothing seems to happen while he's holding it.
Okay.
Of course, you would know, Tix, that most of the time the effects of a worn item only happen when you wear it.
Yeah, if you're attuned to it. And so the question is whether or not it's cursed.
Absolutely
so
could be.
Tix will take it over to Penton as well and let him examine that if he has the time.
Penton's ignoring you right now.
Yeah.
He's busy with other things, but there is no doubt in your mind that this cloak is magical.
Right.
As far as you can tell, nothing else that he has is extraordinary. As far as magical items, a ring or anything like that.
Okay.
His armor is well made and stuff, but it would be a pain in the butt to carry it out. So.
Tix is going to take the pauldrons off his shoulders and his helmet and give them to his ward, Fezzik.
Oh, nice. Well, good thinking.
To eat.
Fezzik is very excited.
Sorry, Felzik.
Sorry, yes, good call. Felzik is very excited, and as we've said before, they like precious items the most, but they absolutely love metal of different kinds.
Yeah.
And
So
very good. Thank you.
And when he's done with that, Tix is actually going to invite him out and say, all this metal, the scythe, all the plate armor, you can have to eat.
And
just eat till his heart's content.
During your adventures, this part has been kind of challenging because you've had to sneak away copper coins and pull off a shin guard from a defeated foe, here and there. And now you don't have to hide anymore. And he's just like, yay! And just as y'all see Penton sitting there, chanting over and over this trident, there's just the sound of as this little black obsidian with green gem eyes rock elemental is just happily munching away at this armor. Is anyone else want to do anything before the hour passes?
Question.
Hi, I've been somewhere.
Yes,
I'm here now.
You have been with them. You passed through your adventure when you were in the fake Isle of Death. That's where y'all last. When you came through, you found a bizarre place where a bunch of people were dressed like vampires, like as if they were cosplaying the Curse of Strahd. And then Taka,
a good choice.
Yes, and then Taka the monk dispelled the illusion, and they all turned out to be animated corpses that then fell to the ground. You then fought a disguised Death Knight, who y'all defeated just now, and that's where the cloak was found. And Penton is just finishing identifying this trident. I would like someone, let's say Athora, I would like you to roll a 20-sided die for me.
Oh boy.
No bonuses or anything, just a straight roll.
3.
3. Okay. just we'll get to that in a second. And you finish your spell, Penton.
Yes.
And as you said, the arm came off very unusually, and that you were able to tell its origins, but its totalness was somewhat of a mystery to you, which was very unusual. However, this is not. This is a Trident of Fish command.
Ooh.
It is a +1 trident. It has a 6-foot long range, so it's almost like Marezi's halberd. And it allows the wielder to charm up to 14 hit dice of aquatic animals. And you can do this up to 3 times a day. You can also speak with animals, aquatic animals, as part of the spell. And so basically 3 times a day you can use this to be Aquaman.
Sweet.
It is, by the way, it is worth, technically, if you could find a buyer, 18,000 gold.
Does anybody plan on swimming anytime soon?
Well, unfortunately,
I don't know if I know how to swim.
we're dealing with the squid head and a kraken. We might be swimming soon.
Might come in handy later. This is you can command fish with it.
Yes, if you are successful, they do get a save. But if you are successful, you literally can command any aquatic creature up to 14 hit dice.
So I don't. Who? Does anyone want this? Just put it in storage. I don't know.
Yeah, let's store it in the bag of holding. Do we still have the bag of holding, or was that with Osokai?
It was technically. It was no. It was the y'all have the bag of holding. It was technically the hut nuts, so it was underneath the hut. But if you want to have it with you now, I don't care. That's up to y'all.
No, we can put it on Audrey.
I mean, Audrey's not with you right now, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So
no, we'll put it with Audrey when we find her.
Okay. So are you going to say you have the bag of holding with you right now, or that it's with Audrey right now?
That it's with Audrey, because we wouldn't have taken it. We would have left it with Audrey to keep it there.
And given that this thing is literally 6 feet tall, probably unless either a Thora or Marezi carries it, it would be very awkward to have on your back.
Yeah.
Since it's literally...
Marezi has a pretty high carry weight.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not even... Y'all might have noticed I don't worry too much about encumbrance, but this is just a logistical thing. A 3-foot tall gnome trying to carry a 6-foot tall trident would be awkward as heck.
No.
I would pay to watch that.
He's just one of those. He's just like a dog with one of those 2 big sticks.
Yeah. Got this stick I found.
Yeah. No, since Marezi already carries a halberd, I think she should be the one to carry the big pointy object.
All right. Two pointy objects for Marezi. She's having a lovely day.
Yes. So you can add that to your inventory. A Trident of Fish command, Marezi.
We never need to go hungry again. We have an easy fishing.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, plus you can throw it, in a pinch. Now you've got you've got a thrown weapon.
I could also throw an entire gold brick if I needed to.
A gold brick?
If I wanted to throw away money.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I'm just saying,
it is
you can
ridiculously
attack
valuable.
something with it.
So what would y'all like to do now?
After Tix makes sure that everybody is feeling good, he checks over Distant Bells, make sure he didn't getting hurt, and make sure Penton's at 100%, and goes and checks on Taka and is asking Taka if he knows the way out of here.
Well,
and how we get the other half of the Staff of Seraphim now that he's dispelled everything.
So I think now that I've dispelled it, I probably could get us out of here. It's not. I couldn't say for certain, but I do know where the other half of the staff is. If it is where I meant it to be, I willed this all into existence by using the staff, and the silver arm protected me because using. I'm guessing you've probably guessed, Pinton, that wielding the staff is somewhat dangerous.
A little bit.
But with the staff can only be wielded by one of the bloodline that has been chosen by the gods. So that is why the princess was one who was destined to wield the staff and stop Set from coming into this world. But with the staff being broken, anyone can use it. But now it is even more chaotic and unpredictable what happens if you grab hold of it. Theoretically, the silver arm protects me from that. Whether or not that is truly the case, I don't know. Prognati could not say because it simply is too powerful. But it did keep me from dying instantly, which was nice. But the Kalimvor, that necropolis that I created, that was going to be this delightful place where adventurers could come and test their strength and gain weapons and armor and become greater. It was going to be so much fun before it was corrupted by the Nameless One. My goal was I was going to hide it somewhere where no one would be able to get to it. So the new necropolis that I created actually went under the sea.
Under the sea.
The staff is actually underneath the Kraken's lair.
Wow.
Oh, how convenient.
Yes. Now I want to be clear, it's not in the Kraken's lair, because it's not underwater, but it's underneath the Kraken's lair, because my thinking was that, what would be the good of having it in a safe place if someone could just tunnel to it, in various ways and get to it, and I figured it would be really safe there. And then there were going to be all sorts of, traps and things to keep people out. This is the part where, say, like a dungeon master, like for dramatic effect, would not mention something, but Taka the monk would, because they're not an idiot. There is one other thing that you need to know, is that I didn't just get the staff. I had to take it.
From?
I had to take it from a half-orc by the name of Cackle. I was working with him to steal the staff. My idea was that I would get it out of the hands of those who would misuse it. And we were accosted by a wraith, an undead, that was obsessed with treasure. And it was intent on getting the staff. And I was able to wrest the staff from Cackle before the wraith was able to get it. And that is actually what cost me my arm. It destroyed my arm in the process. But I was able to get it, but Cackle was killed in the process. And I can't say this for certain, but I think that he has become one of those treasure liches.
Oh dear.
And I think that his soul is trapped in the staff.
Well, that complicates things a bit.
Yes. I sensed it when I used the staff again to create this wonderland. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The staff has the dead soul of a compatriot of yours who now is obsessed with treasure underneath the lair of a kraken who's been infected by an illithid.
The kraken's been infected by an illithid?
Well, yes. Yes.
That's really bad.
Yes, it is. So it's And like I said, we have less than a month before it starts destroying seaside towns.
Hey, and I should ask, Tix, that summoning you did, that was food and drink, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so, but I just wanted to ask.
Great food and water.
Food and water, yes. Thank you for clarifying. And sorry, what was the last thing you said, James?
That's going to be destroying seaside towns in less than a month.
Oh dear, that's really, really bad. Yes, so we definitely need to get that staff, and I am sorry for all of this. I really was trying to find a way to hide the staff in a way that no one would get hurt.
Well, I think you succeeded.
Well, except for the getting hurt part.
Right. Well, yeah, and plus we've traveled up and down the entire continent looking for it and you. But here we are. So how did you get it there in the first place?
When I used the staff, when I wished it, I wished the staff to be underneath the Kraken's lair, and I, in my mind's eye, there was this beautiful clockwork prison that it was set in, that would just be, was full of traps and puzzles, and it was really fun. And just for that moment, I had like an almost godlike prescience where I could create it exactly the way I wanted. It would have taken months for even the most skilled adventurers to make their way through it. But I think all of that either doesn't exist anymore or is not functioning properly after my dispelling.
Well, here's a crazy thought. What if you were to use the half of the staff that we have to try and wish back the other half?
I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. And I literally might be the only person who can use the staff without a chance of it killing them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. I think that's a grand idea, and then that would save us all a lot of trouble. And if you could reforge the staff, then one of the bloodline could use it and could destroy the nameless one, or stop them from coming to this world forever, or whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, that's the trick, is getting it fixed and then finding the princess. So I suppose we should make our way out of here then.
Well, I like this idea very much.
What say everyone else? Is this a crazy thought?
I'm ready to see Audrey again and sleep inside.
Works for me.
Oh, me too.
Bells is like, no, it's fine. I actually do want to stay in this hellhole. It's totally okay.
This is great. I'm having a great time.
Well, I assumed everyone agreed with the leaving part, but I'm talking, the staff part. The scary part.
Yes. I think that is a unanimous agreement. That is a good plan.
Speaking of Audrey, I'm going to just send out my senses and see if I can kind of figure out how far away she is, because I have no, concept of distance from all the different places we've been going through in this place. Are we a mile away, a half a mile, 100 feet?
You are very far away, and earlier you would only have been able to do that, say, a mile away. You can tell that you are several miles away now. So you are quite a distance away. However, you're not 100 miles away, but you are, maybe 5, maybe even 10 miles from where you left Audrey. But you can actually sense her now. Your connection to her has gotten so strong.
This necropolis is huge. Then, if it's 10 miles away from underground.
What I told Dare and Thora, when they looked out on this necropolis, it looked like the Grand Canyon. Like, it was unbelievably. And what you later found out is that this was basically Taka the monk wishing this into existence. So it was large, but normal large necropolis became the size of several cities. Taka's idea was that this would become a place for adventurers to cut their teeth, but not horribly die. but it had been corrupted by the Nameless One.
Yeah, they didn't turn out too well.
No, it turned out quite horribly, and not insignificantly, Taco was trapped in there.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, let us make our way the heck out of here then.
Okay. That is when you hear a sound.
Oh boy.
And there is a smell in the air.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, you failed your Constitution saving throw, your Fortitude saving throw.
Those pierogies are really coming back on me.
At that moment, before that happens, Distant Bells, you created something for the family that you saved. What did you create? Commissioned to have created?
Oh, yes, the feather. They've, basically, it would allow them to contact or call me back whenever they needed to.
Yes.
Whenever they wished. At any time, doesn't matter. The whole... The mechanics of it were for you to decide, so...
Yes. Well, the funny thing is I was looking up a different item earlier, and there actually is a feather that does that.
Oh.
Which
Beautiful.
is pretty funny. I forgot to write it down, but that is actually a D&D item. Is literally a feather that delivers messages. And the feather just out of nowhere appears in your hand. And it says, Festival Beginning, Concerned, Something Strange. And that is when you hear, a sound, and that smell is now very understandable. It is the smell of the sea. Isn't that a beautiful smell? The smell of salt water.
No,
Dead
not when you're
fish.
under it.
Yeah.
Not at this time, no.
This place has been magically modified to be even underneath the Kraken's lair. But now its magic has been dispelled. And
Surf's up!
there's a whole lot of ocean of the Sand Swallow Sea above y'all. And you can tell that perhaps it's going to be here very soon.
Bells
What would you like to do?
Bells looks to Athora and goes, "You want to call your friend on that crystal ball of yours? See what we can do? Maybe they can bring us out quickly."
We can try that. How do I call
I don't
it
know
a
if-
crystal ball?
I don't know if they know how to, but it's the only thing in my mind at the moment. They got us here, they can maybe get us out.
I pull out the crystal ball and kind of tap on it, shake it a bit.
Okay. At first, like literally, like you go like boop boop boop, and like nothing happens, and then you kind of focus a little bit, and you feel like a wave of necromancy, and you actually feel that kind of iciness that you felt before go through you, and there's a whoom of power, and nearby you actually see Katra look up at you, just stares dead in the eye, and goes meow, and then whoom, the crystal ball turns on. And Gorluin looks up, and she goes, "Oh, sorry, I was doing." Well, anyway, what can I do for you, Athora?
So you know how you magicked us here? Can you get us out?
Oh, well, there's a problem with that. Is the magic that I used involved transporting dead things? So I was able to cast a spell on them that made them take on the aspect of the undead or dead that I could then teleport. So you would need a way to be dead or undead in order for me to do that.
Bells pops over her shoulder and goes, "Well, in about 10 minutes, there's going to be, or less than that, there's going to be a lot of water on top of us. We really can't wait that long."
I would like you to make a divinity check.
Ticks.
Ticks, thank you. Words are hard.
That is a 16.
16. You get a slight flash from your deity. And and you remember earlier touching a certain cloak, and your hand became corpse-like.
Okay. Pin,
Yes?
I'm going to suggest something. The cloak, Lord Glittergold is indicating that this cloak, if we wrap ourselves in it, if each of us are touching it, may render us seemingly undead. But you could also try and contact Audrey to phase shift here if this doesn't work. So,
I may need to do that anyway because I really can't use that.
You're not wrong. You cannot use magic items, and I appreciate your honesty in that.
If I were to
I
put
can,
that, if I were to put that on, I would be a different person.
all right, well then.
The first spray of just the finest mist of moisture as
Taka?
something in the distance.
Taka, do you know how to get out of here physically?
I think I can get us out of here. I cannot say for certain, but I think that I can.
Well, let's call Audrey and see if she can phase shift here. We haven't practiced that, but
Well,
no time like the present.
she can only do that for about a minute. And I don't know how much stuff that she needs to get through to get here. She may not be able to make it all the way. But
It's true. She can fly now, which means she can travel very fast, and she can phase through solid objects. But you don't. You literally and very rightly do not know how much solid objects she has to go through.
Right. Which direction would we be going? Do you know?
He points what you believe is east of here, and says, "I think that way will get us out of here
Okay.
eventually."
How far that way do you think we could go in a straight shot?
I don't know.
I look at Afiel. Would you fly ahead and see how far this cavern goes?
Absolutely. She flaps up and flies off. Athora, could I get you to roll that 20-sided dice again?
Oh boy. Ha! Natural 20.
I feel like that's bad.
It is. It is.
Sorry, I just my lungs just came out of my throat. Catch me up on the last 5 seconds.
That's okay. I had Athora roll a natural 20-sided dice, and she rolled a natural 20.
And that's bad.
That is bad. I had her. She rolled a 3 before, if you recall. A lot of things are about to start happening very quickly. Part of the roof collapses, and water begins to pour into this. Remember, I said it was a massive chamber. But look, there is that whoosh, and then it is your feet are instantly underwater as water as the ocean is filling in from the roof. Y'all are going to need to make some decisions very quickly. You don't have to do the same things, but you do need to do something, or you are all going to drown. By the way, the first thing that happens before anything else, Athora, you feel 20 claws dig into your back as a very wet cat leaps up onto your back and goes, "Ah!" and like clutches on with all her strength. But anyway.
I think all of the rest of you should start using that cloak and get out of here. I'm gonna
Y'all go first.
I'm gonna have another way out. I think.
All right. Everybody gather around me.
Okay.
Athora, you contact our...
I think Gorlowan's still on the line at this point.
And let's everybody wrap themselves in the cloak, huddle together.
Taka, will you come with me?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And-
You're the one who knows how to get out.
We'll meet back in the city.
Okay.
Kenton, my friend, good luck.
I'm gonna need it.
The blessing of Bahamut and Garl Glittergold be with you. And so Tix casts guidance on Kenton.
Okay.
Perfect.
And you do. If ever there was a time where guidance would be helpful, this would be it.
What does guidance do in this instance?
It is a +1 to all roll saving throws and other rolls.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So it just you feel like your sense of direction sharpened just ever so slightly with that guidance cast upon you.
Michael, just hang on a second. I'm going to DM you something.
I'm sure glad that I picked the spells that I picked.
Kill everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this moment for you to betray everyone, but man, no, just kidding. You all wrapped the cloak around you. I would like you to just make a straight. Well, your skills are not best suited for this particular cloak. The bottom line is this cloak is designed for one person, and you are trying to get it to use for multiple people. If anyone else thinks they have a skill that would help with that, by all means, speak up at this moment. Or if you do, dare.
I will use my newly acquired Divine Grace, which is a charisma bonus to saving throws,
Okay.
to bolster whatever the Dungeon Master decides I need to roll. Willpower, I would assume.
Yes, absolutely. Make a willpower roll for me. Athora, I would like you to also make a fortitude. Both you and Merezi, I would like you both to make a fortitude roll.
Okay, so for the willpower roll is a 7 plus 13, so a non-natural 20.
Jeez.
Okay.
I got a 9.
And Athora, what was
A 9?
a 9? Okay.
Yeah.
A 9. Okay.
That's good.
And Merezi?
Oh, will saving? Oh, yeah, good. Let's see, 13 plus 12.
25.
25.
This is what happens all at once. First of all, distant bells. You.
Bells is
are
wishing
trying
he
to-
was anywhere else but here right now.
Exactly. And I want you to tell the listeners what happened or what the players see when you wish that.
Bells vanishes.
There is no poof. There is
Nope.
no flash
just
of light.
boop, he's gone.
One moment, you all do see the faintest outline of a cloak that has stars on it, and then
Oh.
he is gone. And
Bearing
we'll
in
get
mind
back
that is
to that
that's-
later.
Bearing in mind that cloak is under my normal cloak.
Yes, absolutely. Well, no, but as you fade, not fade. It's very, very quick. They can see the outline of it as it vanishes. It's just an effect of the magic. But he is gone, just boom, gone.
Sweet, we're
And-
splitting the party.
Oh, that's right. Never split the party. That's exactly what y'all are doing. So a couple of other things happen. This cloak does something to y'all. Tix, you are now undead.
Awesome.
I don't mean like that spell, the seeming of death. You are now undead.
Uh-oh.
You're my favorite enemy!
Yes, Merezi immediately kills you. Merezi, you are now undead.
I'm my favorite enemy!
That's right. You begin hitting. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Athora, you are now dead. You have died. And because y'all are using a cloak that is not intended for three people, you have now died. And with that moment, you are suddenly, all three of you, in the stone circle outside of the castle, of the crumbling castle of Gorluin. as she summons you, and you all appear. Athora, you immediately collapse to the ground, not breathing. What would the rest of you like to do?
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you know CPR ticks?
And so Tix,
Well, he's undead, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Tix is going to rush over to her and work his way through his spells. Death Ward, Lesser Restoration, and Cure Serious Wounds.
Okay, so you just start casting them one after the other?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to make one divinity roll on top of all of that, and
All right.
that's going to determine a few things.
That is an 18 plus 9, so 27.
Okay, so you are successful, and she comes back to life. And I want to be clear, you did not need to cast Resurrection, which you don't have, but it is that where she has died, just like when someone drops below 0,
Right.
that you were able to bring her back. She does not seem great. She doesn't seem like she's in a really great state. By the way, Athora, Merezi, as you can imagine, when y'all came here, you stepped away from Tix as he began doing this. You instantly become alive again, which you notice because you start breathing. Tix, as long as you have this cloak on, you are undead.
Wow. Okay. So
You are not breathing. You are immune to critical hits and non-lethal damage. You cannot be drained from energy. You do not get exhausted, and you have dark vision 60 feet if you didn't have it before.
So that is
you are undead.
Okay. Wow. And so after he makes sure that Athora is feeling good and healed up, he's going to take off the cloak and carefully fold it up and put it in his backpack.
Okay.
Or he will roll it up and put it next to his bedroll on the outside of his backpack for easy access.
Okay. Absolutely. And as soon as you take it off, it is instant. You come back to life. And very importantly, Merezi, you are instantly bowled over as a very large boar just slams into you. As
Oh my
Chop.
god, it's
Chop. Yes.
It's Chop.
Chop has begun living with Gorluin, and while you never quite got the full story of this, Chop was originally the boar pet of her brother, who was the necromancer who is actually who the Island of the Dead is named after. It was only the hags who came there and killed him by driving a spike through his head.
Yeah, indeed.
So he has actually begun living with Gorluin, and he is very happy to see you. And it's just like a large dog bowling into you. So FYI. And
Hell yeah, Merezi has 2 big weird pets now.
And Athora, you are back to life, but you feel very odd. You feel very cold, and your cat is looking at you very strangely. Meow.
I miss that lump of pork.
It is a good pork. I think that's where we'll end Chafing Armor, episode 140, because one, we've been going for quite a while. 2, with the party split, I think we're going to do a couple of things here going forward. But thank you all for playing.
Thank you.
Thanks for leaving me hanging.
Well, I would say thank you for not killing us, but you made me undead, and you killed Athora. So my usual goodbye is moot at this point.
So in this case, it is.
Yes, this is 140.
So in this case, given what was happening, is it thanks for killing us?
Exactly.
Kind of the way we had to get out.
Yeah.
By the way, I want y'all to know, I did not give you that cloak for that purpose. That was y'all's quick thinking. I want you to know this wasn't like me giving you that. I realized what was happening, but that cloak was something else that was there. By the way, if you want to write it down, Tix, since you are the one who has it now, it is called Trappings of the Grave. Is the name?
Trappings of the Grave. Got it.
Yes. It has certain effects which you may or may not know about now, but you definitely know if you wear it, you become undead.
Nice.
And that it is not intended for others. And we will leave poor Penton running for your life as an ocean spills behind you. We will find out more about that. But if y'all want to find out more, do you know you could check us out on social media? Chafing Armor is at Facebook. We're on Twitter. You can find us on a bunch of different places. Just look for Chafing Armor. Instagram. I post a lot of dumb pictures on there. I really need to post more Dungeons and Dragons stuff on there, but I haven't. It's not good at sharing. But recently, Thora. Oh my gosh, Riley! I saw some art that your dad shared. Tell us about that real quick.
The one, your most recent post, the six-armed goddess.
That one's my 2 OCs, and the one that's in the magical armor. She controls space and time, and she doesn't do it often, but when she does, it's really scary. And I got the idea to do a Renaissance painting type thing with her using her power, and it turned out really cool.
Yeah, it did.
Beautiful. So I don't forget, one of y'all send that to me, and I will add that to the show notes of this episode. But the reason I also said that is, Dare and Riley, how can people find you on the interwebs?
I can be found on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and TikTok, although I haven't posted anything on TikTok yet, under Dare Imagine.
Very nice. And Thora?
You can find me at One Princess Beast on Instagram, and I post my art there.
Beautiful. One Fiend art. Okay, Izzy was having some technical issues.
Swamp Fiend art.
Swamp Fiend art. I look at the link in the bio. It is there. Link in the show notes. But yes, Izzy can be found there. And Lee, do you want people to find you any particular place?
Yes. For those who are so inclined, I have a podcast. I do a regular podcast with my friend Anna. We do a regular comedy/discussion podcast called Peeves and Cues, where we put out a poll every few weeks and get your opinions, and then we discuss them based on certain topics. We have 9 episodes so far, and to date this episode, let's be honest, but it's been really fun, and we've learned a lot, and we hope you learn some things with us too, and have some good discussions. So far, some of our episodes have included things like do you consider tattoos to be unprofessional? And should trans youth have access to puberty blockers? So if that sounds like something that's up your alley, we also have guests. But yeah, if it seems like something that's up your alley, do feel free to give us a check out on that. We're on Twitter at PeevesCuesPod. And my personal Twitter is at Mercurial Jester. That is MERCURIALJESTR, because somebody has the one with the E in it, and I want it.
Curse them! Very annoying. But I'm doing all of that because I try not to do those all the time, but I want to make sure and hype y'all up. And also, all of those, if you go to chafingarmor.com and look at episode 140, you will see all of those links in the show notes. So thank you all for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you for killing us.
And we will find out what happened to Pinson as he's running from his life with Taka the monk. We will find out what happened to Distant Bells as he was transported to the astral plane using this cloak of stars. And we will find out about the rest of the characters and everyone else on the next episode of Chafing Armor. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.